Travis Martell here with Martell Elite Fitness. Today we're going to coach you through the dumbbell single arm row. This is a great exercise to create good back strength and good shoulder health. A lot of times with the athletes when they first come to us, what we'll see is as they row, they're keeping that shoulder forward and they're pulling, and actually that shoulder ends up rolling forward more. It's going to put a lot of pressure on the front side of that shoulder. We want to prevent that. The other thing we notice is they'll row and they'll keep that arm nice and tight to their body. Well, that's not allowing that shoulder blade to actually retract, being pulled back properly, so we're not developing good strength there. We want to have a good, healthy shoulder blade to get movement there, and if we're staying locked into here, that's not happening. To get set up for the exercise, we're going to have one knee on the bench. You're going to get that other foot out nice and wide. Depending on the length of your legs will determine how far out you get from the bench. I want to make sure my knee is bent, so my knee's kind of going forward and I'm pushing back through the hips. This will allow me to get that hamstring involved, so isometrically, so it's working without actually moving, and that glute is also involved. My other hand is on the bench. I'm gonna grab the dumbbell, and once again, that first movement is me pulling my shoulder blade back. Once I have it pulled back, then I can pull that dumbbell up. I wanna make sure that my palm is facing my body. I don't wanna have my palm facing forward or my palm facing away from me. So I'm pulling back through and then up. My upper arm is just off my body and then back down. As I lower that weight, I want it to pull my shoulder blade down so then I can pull it back again. When you first start doing this exercise with younger athletes who might not have a big training age, so they haven't trained a lot, it's okay to do it in two different parts. What I mean by that is you're gonna pull, pause, then lift and back down. Pull, pause, and then lift. As they get better, then it can start to look a little bit more fluid, always making sure that that shoulder is being pulled back first. So we're gonna get our athlete to get down into the setup. So knee is on the bench. We wanna make sure that this foot is out a little bit wider. Knee is slightly bent, pushing back through his hip. So now we're flat through our back here. Good hamstring activation, good glute activation. So we're gonna end up taking this dumbbell and making sure that this palm is running towards his body and pulling up. So we're back through the shoulder and pulling up. Back through the shoulder, pulling up. We don't want anything moving on the opposite side. We wanna make sure that everything is happening on the side of the dumbbell. So you can see that shoulder blade being pulled back as he rose up. Let's get him to go the other side. So make sure that foot is out wide enough, that knee is slightly bent. We're pushing back through the hip. So we got knee forward, kind of hips back. Now we're nice and flat through here. We want to keep a nice long neck, so that chin's gonna stay tucked. And you can see he's doing a great job pulling back through the shoulder and up. If the athlete's having issues with this or troubles, what you can do is you can get your hand right onto his shoulder blade and force him to pull it back so he knows what that feels like. And that's gonna allow him to get that shoulder blade nice and strong, pulling that shoulder back into the proper position. So as they get into contact hockey, they're gonna have good, healthy shoulders. Once again, that is our dumbbell single arm row.